Good morning. Say good morning, Miss Ginger. Say good morning. Well, this morning, I'm just going to show you what I do in the mornings. Now, I don't really do this every morning anymore because I've been on this diabetic journey for, well, let's see. I figured out that something was wrong back in, well, it was like January, February of 2016. And I'll talk about that when I actually get into the story of my journey. But for right now, I want to show you what I do when I do test my blood. First thing in the morning, when I get up, well, of course, I take Miss Ginger out for her potty walk. And then I feed her, and that's all I do. I haven't eaten anything. I haven't drank anything. So I just use alcohol. I know what this is, 90-something%, 91% alcohol. You can buy the little packet alcohols with the little thing in them also, and I do have that, and I keep those all over in my pickup, in my semi, in my purse, so that I always have them. But when I'm, something like this, I just use the regular, and I clean the spot that I'm going to poke. And this is my kit. Now, I have 3 of these kits. They're not expensive. They are so invaluable, but they're not expensive. I keep one in my purse, one in my semi, and one in my pickup. So I'm never without it. The little meter is a little rely-on meter. You just get it at Walmart. And my my test strips, get those at Walmart. I think it's like $5 for 50, not bad. And then my little pokey deal. This is just this is what I use to clean. Now you can see how tiny that needle is. It doesn't even hurt. There are 2 things you can do with these little lancets. If you're the only one using it, like I clean it every time with alcohol after I use it. So you can reuse these. You just don't want them to get dull, because then it will hurt. In the beginning, I didn't know better, and I was using one every time. Well, I was testing my blood 4 to 6 times a day in the beginning, because when I first tested my blood, the very first time, my blood sugars were at 260. That's scary. That was the wake-up call for me. That's when I knew something was up. When I start the actual story, I'll tell you how from the very beginning, and to why I ended up with type 2 diabetes. But for now, I'm just going to show you testing my blood. So let me put you where you can kind of see what I'm doing. Oh, Miss Ginger. So I just set myself up. She's killing my slipper. And I set my strip. The strips. This end right here is what goes in the meter. This end right here is where I touch the blood. Now when you put the strip in the meter, and I'll show you what it does right when you put the strip in, but I have a procedure. I poke and get my little droplet of blood ready, and then I put the strip in, because the minute you put the strip in, it starts like a little countdown for where you have to, and if it's hard for you to get any blood out, it takes up time. So I'll show you. This has a dial, so when it's opened up, it's barely pokes. When it's turned down, it's the farthest. Now I have it on that, but it absolutely does not hurt. And I just pull this back. It's like a trigger, or a I don't know, what would you call that? Where you cock it like a gun, and then this little button right here is the trigger, and you just press it against your finger, and boop, there it is. And then I just touch it a little bit. I take my meter, stick this side into a little hole right here on the bottom. You just slide it in like that, and then the meter will tell you, there'll be a line with a blinking droplet, and it'll tell you that it's good to go. And you just touch this to the droplet, and it takes it up, and let's see what it'll say. See, it's doing its metering, 58. So that's awesome. So anyway, this is my morning blood sugar now, or not 58, I was reading it in there, 82. 58 is really low. 82. So that's really good. And then I just pull it out, and it clears it out. I take my alcohol, and I usually use the same lancet for quite a while now, because I don't test my blood every time. And then I just clean my little tip and put it back. And there you have it. It's such a simple procedure, and these kits are so inexpensive. I think it's like $20 for this kit, and for me, it's way worth having it, because like I said, when I'm in my semi, and mostly what I do now with it, if I know might be eating something that maybe I've never had before, well, I just go ahead and test my blood before I'm going to eat that. I take it into in a restaurant. I take it anywhere. It's really discreet. It's not anything you have to be worried about the amount of blood that it does. You just sit and have it right here in your lap. Nobody's going to see. It's nothing to be embarrassed about. The hardest part going to restaurants is knowing what to order and how to order. And that's not even hard now. You just have to realize that some of the things that they use in restaurants, regardless, are going to affect your blood sugar badly because of the oils they use. Unless it's an almond oil, avocado oil, butter, lard, tallow, same thing. The oils that they use are pretty much not good for you, and or synthetic. It's pretty sad. Trust me, I've learned so much. So anyway, so now I'm going to make my coffee. So I will be back in a minute. Okay, so now after I've tested my blood, I bought one of the pure water filter things, because I haven't drank tap water in a long time, but I just fill my mug up, my cup, to however much coffee I want. what I do every night on my coffee maker, I put my vitamins that I take now. And I take a magnesium, a zinc, and a potassium in the mornings. And I just take a little drink. That just kind of helps me, remind me to do it. And I'll put my water in my little coffee cup. In my coffee pot. Take out my old one. The coffee. If you watched my son's birthday videos that I did on our camping trip, when we went to go buy stuff, he bought this coffee. Now, I don't even like saying this, but it's called Death Wish Coffee. Oh my God. But it's good. It's a little bit richer, bolder, and it kind of has a nutty taste. So now I got my water and my coffee. I drink bulletproof coffee. I love it. I take my butter, and I use real butter, and this is salted butter. You can't even taste the salt in it. And I put my tab of butter. You're going, ooh! No, it's really good. Trust me, it's really good. Put my tab of butter in there. Heavy whipping cream by Great Value. And I don't know, I put in about a tablespoon, give or take. And then sweetener. Now I use the Great Value stevia. One of the biggest things that I did in the very beginning was cut out all granular cane sugars, powdered sugars, brown sugars, anything that was real sugar. I took out all of that, and I went instantly to stevia. I didn't use any of the other sugar substitutes but stevia. And I just squeeze it, one squeeze, maybe a little bit more in there, and I start my coffee. Back in a minute. Okay, so now my coffee's done. Like I said, I normally don't test my blood after my coffee anymore because I know it doesn't impact my blood sugar. But I'll do it today. I haven't had a drink of it yet. So it is almost 7:45. I don't know if you can see, where is it at? What's the time? No, where's it at? 7:40 something. So I'll drink my coffee, and might be too hot. Oh my gosh, y'all, so good. So at 9:45, it's not going to take me an hour to drink this, but at 9:45 I'll test it and show you. It does depend on what you put in your coffee. Now I use heavy whipping cream because it doesn't affect the my blood sugars. A lot of people use half and half. Milk has got sugar in it, so anything milk, regular milk, unless it's almond milk or coconut milk, or they do have carbs, but they're lower. So if you drink if you use a creamer or half and half, that's something you're going to have to test your blood for, that one thing, to see if it affects your blood sugar. If it doesn't affect your blood. Okay, y'all. Well, it is 9:45. 49. I'm a little late. Look what I did. Oh my god. I never wear mascara, and I thought, well, I'm going to play today with some... I'm not good at that stuff, but I like messing with it. Anyway, so now, it was an hour ago, I drank all my coffee. So now I'm going to show you my results. Clean my finger. And you always want to clean your finger every time because of the oils and lotions. If if you're a woman or even a man, if you put anything that's on your finger can be a contaminant to your blood, and it can jack with the reading. So this is why I always wear a ponytail, y'all. So anyway, let me see. So I'm gonna cock my little gun thing, do a poke, squeeze a tiny bit out. I don't know if you can see that. Can you see it right there? Here's my meter. It's not on. I'm going to put this side in the meter. See? And then now that little droplet, it says it's good to go. And then I touch my blood. And we'll see what it says. 95. So that was my that's an hour after my last drink of coffee, and that's how I know. Trust me, when I first started, I tested everything singularly. Right before I ate or drank whatever, an hour after. But I know now with the coffee and the heavy whipping cream and the butter, and it does not spike my insulin, so I know I'm good to go with that. So if here's my suggestion, even just for fun to see, I mean, I remember when I first got my little kit, I was almost like a reformed smoker, well, I don't even know if that's a good analogy, but everybody that came around, I'm like, okay, eat this. In an hour, and then I'd make them, let me test their blood. Oh my gosh. Luckily I have good friends. I could have lost a whole bunch of friends, but, there's so many people out there that just do not know, because it's not, other than the symptoms that all of a sudden hit me like a ton of bricks, did I know something was wrong. But here's the deal, y'all. Those symptoms spanned for almost a year and a half. I was having things happen, but the light bulb did not turn on for me. Like I said, the stadium lights came on when I got really sick. So, and now I'm not hungry, because it's one thing once you get fat adapted on eating low carb or eating to your pancreas, you're just not as hungry because you've gotten rid of all those bad carbohydrates, sugars. And so your body is actually working on the fat storage, which that's what God created you for. Cavemen, that's why they ate the way they ate, fat, because that's what we need for our systems to really run healthily. The glucose, just trust me, because I was the glucose queen. I'd get bursts of energy and could go, but like the old stories you hear, it's a plummet, up and down, up and down, up and down. I don't get that with this now. I don't, I usually just have one meal a day, or if I'm going to do something with somebody, or maybe something sounds good, I might go eat. But there's my numbers. So coffee, heavy whipping cream, butter, real butter, doesn't affect my glucose numbers. So that's why I don't test anymore. But I did want to show you my numbers. So, alrighty, y'all. I got to go to town. I'm going to show you what I got to do. Now, I'm not going to show you the address, but this is for homesteading with Sadie. Going to get to the post office and get this in the mail for you. So that's one of the things I'm doing. So, alrighty, look in your mail. So anyway, y'all, I hope this is helpful. I in no way want to try to assume that what works for me is going to work for you. But what I do know, do you mind? Oh my gosh. What I do know, and I feel in my heart as a fact, is that you are not going to know what is affecting your pancreas unless you do the one thing at a time and test. So, pick your favorite meal, okay? Pick your favorite meal. Take the one thing at a time out of that and just eat that one thing. It's a process of elimination, y'all. And I pray that you'll take the time to do that for yourself. It took me there was things that I was like, oh, I've been eating this stuff for years. But it is a process of elimination. And if you need I don't have all the answers, but you can just come to me, ask me. I will help you through it, walk you through it, whatever. Your pancreas is a very vital organ in your system, and we are stuck as type 1, type 2, or pre-diabetes. The lucky thing about type 2 and pre-diabetes is we can make ourselves better. There will never be a cure. I'm assuming there will never be a cure, but for right now, there's not a cure. You can't have a transplant for your pancreas. The only thing you can do is take care of it. My hope in doing these videos is for you to look at the food side to help you take care of it. There's a lot of people. I've had friends, my really close friends, who they're happier just being on the insulin as type 2. And because they can eat anything they want. I don't know how many times one of them have said, look, I can eat this cake. Look, and they know I'm a chocoholic. Do I get offended? No. I feel really, really bad because I can't help them. They've made it very clear. Their medication of choice is drugs. My medication of choice is food. So if I can help you, man, it's a struggle. I'll be there for you. I promise you. Just ask and I will be there. Alrighty, y'all. Adios.